So our very first guest is in studio, and I talked about wills. When we hear wills, we're just like old people, maybe your father, your grandfather, and stuff like that. But this conversation has changed. As young people, we're making money at a very young age. We are living very fast, having families very fast, and we die as well very fast without having that in order. What is a will? Does it necessarily mean that if I'm doing a will or writing a will that I'm talking about doomsday? Am I talking about my own? Am I seeing all of that? Now, talk to us about that is an advocate of the High Court, and this is a Robert Odanga.
Yes.
I was about to go with Ruben. I told you earlier, there's a Ruben Odanga in my life.
Odangas are very few. There's only one advocate, Robert Odanga, or Odanga actually. Odanga.
That's
I think there are
you?
like 2 doctors. Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, exactly. We're very
I
few.
know a scriptwriter, director, producer.
Exactly.
He's called Ruben.
Odangas are great people.
They are great people for sure. He's doing amazing things. So
Yes,
I have to
yes,
agree.
yes,
Karibu
yes.
sana, Robert.
Asante sana, asante sana.
An advocate of the High Court.
Yes.
And today we're talking about just maybe a small definition of what the will is,
Right.
just before we get into it.
When people hear about a will, you tell anyone to write a will, they'll be like, you want to kill me or something?
Yeah.
What's your plan?
That's true.
Yeah, so because in the African setting, thinking about your death is like it's the worst thing. It's a
Yes,
taboo.
it's true.
You cannot tell someone that write a will so that when I die, so you guys are planning to kill me or something. Yeah, but then a will is a good thing. It's a very good thing. Everyone should write a will.
Okay.
And anyone can write a will.
Anyone can write a will.
Anyone can write a will.
That's important. Yesterday I had this conversation with a friend
Yes,
of mine, and I was
yes.
like, maybe you should write a will.
Yeah.
You're doing all these amazing things. So you're
Yes.
only 36.
Yeah.
You have a big family already.
Yes.
How about you just do a will? Like I unataka tu nikufe. Like when you want to be part of my will, and you could just give me your car.
Yes. Okay,
But-
for instance, there's a point when I told a friend of mine, you need to have a will.
Yes.
It was like, so you mean to tell me I'm going to work so hard
Yes.
and someone else is going to enjoy these things? I don't care who they are, this is not happening.
So they didn't.
They didn't.
Oh my
But the
goodness.
problem is this, not writing a will is terrible, because the moment you pass on, which everybody will at one point,
Yes.
the moment you pass on, then you leave a very big problem to the people that you used to care about. First of all, nobody knows what you used to own.
Okay.
Maybe you bought some land in Kitengela in secret. You don't want
Yes.
anyone to know. Maybe you bought some shares somewhere. Maybe you have some money stacked up somewhere, or you've given someone to keep for you. You will die and no one will know. And these properties, after a while, revert back to the state. They're given
Yes.
back to the government.
That's
They are we call them unclaimed assets. So what happens is, a will is a very simple thing.
What is it?
You can write it in anything. A will are just your it's like your expression on your wishes upon your death. What you want done with whatever you own. Could be your pen, your watch, whatever it is. It does not have to be an expensive thing. So another good thing with the will is you can write it on anything. Anything at all.
Oh.
There are cases where someone wrote their will on an eggshell and they actually went through. So you don't even need to go to a lawyer to do a will.
Oh my
You can
God.
just sit down with your pen of paper, even if it's a packet of cigarettes that you have. Just write something, scribble something, write it down. The only challenge is this. There must be 2 independent witnesses seeing you write
Seeing
it.
you
They
write
need to
it.
countersign your signatures.
Okay.
Now, these witnesses need to see you sign. It does not mean that these witnesses have to be present before you at the same time. Or for instance, we could be here with you, I'm writing a will, you're a witness. Now you've seen me sign. You must see me sign.
Okay.
Then I sign as you see it. Then you also sign and say that you have seen me sign the
Signing
will.
it.
Then I have to get another witness to also come. They have to see me sign as well. So I can even put 2 signatures or 3 signatures on my will and it will still be fine.
Okay.
A challenge happens when, for instance, which has happened in so many cases, where you have a parent who is having one favorite child,
Yes.
or you have some guy who there's a lady who is really pushing him to the walls.
Kuna
you know?
nini, maybe where you are. You
Babe,
know, these
hujaniachia
things, eh?
kitu, babe. Right? Babe, do
There's
a
like a babe, and then there's baby mama, then there's mama.
Exactly,
Like
exactly,
It's,
you
it's
know.
a lot.
By that time when she's touching your hair and your neck and all, as a guy, you'd be like, what do you want, baby?
What do you
girl?
want?
Let me sign for you, you know.
Okay. So when that happens.
When that happens, and if you are in that room, with that particular person, and you happen to leave all your property, your largest property with this person,
Yeah.
and they're also a witness,
Yes.
you realize there's a challenge.
Okay.
Someone can say that, you know what,
were coerced.
you were coerced. There was an undue influence, which happens a lot to men, you know, when they're with the ladies. There's that undue influence of, you know what,
Are
let
you
me
just
do this to
accepting
get
that
off.
there's a weakness somewhere?
There is a weakness in
Okay.
So what happens is that becomes it becomes suspicious. We call them suspicious situations.
Okay.
So then that will might be challenged. So what needs to happen then, if you're a lady in that position, because I know there's someone who wants to take advantage of this,
Yes.
they'll be like, babe, sit down, we want us to talk about something. You know, we need to leave us something when you pass on. Or, you know,
Yes.
people pass on all the time.
Yes.
So when they're sitting there, when that person leaves you the properties,
Yeah.
ensure that you've brought two other independent witnesses to witness you being given the property.
Okay.
You understand?
Wow. That's a whole
Two different witnesses.
And then there's a thing that I can't ignore, the fact that it makes me look, as the woman in this,
Yes,
makes
yes.
me look like I really want you to die.
Yeah,
I've even
exactly.
brought two people to witness you saying that if you die, I will get it.
It's a challenge.
It is a challenge.
Can you imagine you're approaching your better half, sitting down like, you know what, I want us to do a will. Leave me this and this. Like, who told you you're going to die before me? I mean,
That's the thing. It's a very delicate conversation
especially
to have.
especially where we are, where men are found in septic tanks.
Yes.
They have to
yes.
they have to be very cautious. They'll be
That's
like,
true.
what's your plan really?
But
I do the
we-
will, and then what happens? That's the reason why another thing with wills is, I would advise, it's not a legal requirement, but just do it in secrecy, in private. The reason why you do it in secrecy is to avoid battles and wars when you're alive.
Okay.
Could be like, Dad, we saw your will, you didn't leave me anything.
Yeah.
My relationship with you is over. I'm
It's
cutting you off,
true.
because you're
Yeah.
talking about cutting people off. I'm
Yes.
cutting you off. You understand? It's a terrible thing. We have cases. I think we have a case in court right now, a very famous case, whereby there was a Mzee who was very sick. Now there are like five children in that family.
Okay.
So I think the third born took themselves from the village in Nyeri, brought themselves to town
Yes.
in Nairobi,
Uh-huh.
was with Mzee for the last 3 months before Mzee passed on.
Uh-huh.
So he was telling, he actually blocked all the siblings from seeing the Mzee. He was like, Mzee does not want to see any of you guys.
Yes.
You can't access my compound. The compound is the gate is always locked.
Locked.
The watchman given strict instructions. Don't let
Oh
anybody
wait,
in.
I think I know this story.
You know the
I
story?
think that it was a couple of years ago,
Yes,
right? And it's
yes.
still in court.
It's still in court.
Oh my
You
goodness.
understand? It's still in court.
Okay.
So what happens is, when the Mzee almost passed on, the guy just brought some guys, okay, sit down, write a will. Because a will is not a matter of write it by using your own handwriting. Another tricky part with the will is, you don't have to sign it yourself. Someone can sign it on your behalf.
What?
As long as you can give that person instructions to sign.
Yes.
So what this guy did, this guy went outside, got the 3 watchmen,
Serious.
told them, come inside. My dad is about to sign me a will. My dad is like, should we sign for you, Dad, because you're weak? Yes, I'll sign for you. He's signing on your behalf. Then the other 2 independent
Witnesses.
witnesses signed and said, okay,
have seen.
you have seen and everything else, so we are signing this for you. That will is valid, as all the wills there are. This
Yeah.
guy took 90% of. That guy, I don't know if you know the story, that guy is very rich. He has like houses everywhere.
I know.
in
I know.
Mombasa.
Yes.
He has
Yes.
everywhere.
He has,
So
yeah.
what happened is, when this matter has been in court for years. So a will is it is confirmed, someone challenges, it is confirmed, someone challenges, all the siblings. They're like, you know what? My father was under undue influence. This cannot happen. There is coercion and all that and all that and all
So
that.
it's the contention of that particular will that is going on
that is
right
going
now.
on right now.
But then that begs the question: why not do it when we are younger?
We
You know,
should
because
do
that's the
it when you're
conversation
younger.
today. You don't have to wait until, well, maybe when you're younger you don't have as much property.
Exactly.
But
That's what people go wrong. You see, when you own a pen or a laptop
yes.
or whatever it is, a watch, the people that care about you value them a lot.
Yeah.
They're like a souvenir or something.
Yes.
You've seen a point where a loved one passes on, but someone holds onto their shoes or something,
Yes,
because it's
yes.
like, it's close to them. And the good thing about writing a will is, you can give to someone who's not your immediate family member. When you pass on without a will, if you had a friend, if you had an uncle or something and you cared about them, they will not inherit anything.
Okay.
When you die, after writing a will, we say you died tested.
You died?
Tested. Call it tested. That's
Taste
a
it.
legal word, yes.
Taste it.
Taste it.
What does that mean?
Tested means that you had put a testament on how you want your property, how you want everything done. You
Okay,
know,
okay.
when you die with that will, we call you intested.
Okay.
Now, what happens? Another thing is that after writing a will,
Yes.
you can always revoke it at any time.
Ah.
And revoking a will is so strange. You can even just take a pen and cross it, then put it in the dustbin.
That's it.
That's it. Another thing is you can just
Tear it.
tear it. All right? Put it in the dustbin. We need to have an intention that you wanted to revoke it. There's another way that a will revokes without you wanting it to revoke. If you're single now, you do a will and you get married tomorrow, that will is not valid anymore.
Oh my God.
Exactly. Because you have another family member that depends on you.
Wow.
Exactly. Yeah, you have another family member that depends on you. You have brought in somebody else, whether
Yes.
you're a man or woman. If you do a will when you're young, ensure that after your marriage, you redo it. Or you do what we call, lawyers will call a codicil. You amend it.
Okay. Hey,
Yeah.
today I'm learning, guys. Codicil, you said? So you amend it.
You amend
when
it.
things change in
When
your
things
life.
change
Like
in your
even
life,
maybe a
you
spouse
amend
dies
it.
and you marry somebody else.
Yes.
Then change it.
Change it.
Okay.
If you don't change it, it will be contested. It is no longer valid because we will say you made it when you thought your life was just you.
Yes.
But now there's another special person in your life. Now, another thing that happens, there are parents that there are certain people that love each other that have grown apart.
Yes.
They no longer speak. I know it's sad, but their families, as a lawyer, you hear a lot. It's sad that the families that father and son don't speak. They've not
Yes.
spoken for years.
Yeah.
You understand? So maybe someone else goes and poisons the mind of the father. That your son is useless. He keeps saying this about you. Write a will and leaves the son out.
Wow.
That will can still be contested if the son was a
Yes.
dependent. You go
Yeah.
to court and say, the courts or the legal terms. I'm giving a lot of legal terms.
It's
today,
okay,
I'm so
bring
sorry.
it.
We call it reasonable provision.
Reasonable provision.
The court needs to provide reasonable provision to you. If you are a child, reasonable provision goes to wives, former wives, right? Brothers and sisters who are depending on you.
On you.
For instance, if I was paying school fees for a cousin of mine and I happened to pass on and I did a will and I left nothing for them, I can always go to court and say, I was a dependent. He was paying my school fees. He's dead now. No one can do that for me. I mean, if he was still alive, he would have paid
he
my
would
school
have.
fees.
So what happens at that point? Does the court like sort of like say how much is your school fees?
No,
Or
exactly. The court will look at, the court will do what we call reasonable provision. Reasonable provision is reasonable, meaning that we can only give you
Within.
what
yes.
is, what can help you move, what can help you. If school fees can only give you, but before the court does that, the court has to consider a lot of things. What assets and debts the guy who died had. Probably what he has left is only enough for the family.
Okay.
You understand? He also has kids, wives, and all that is only enough for them. And how much had this person done for you? You understand?
Yeah.
When he was still alive,
Yes.
is he obligated to do more? You understand?
That's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of, because the thing is, we call it, it's at the discretion of the judge.
It's true, and
Yeah.
when those things happen, people get very bitter. There's so
Exactly.
many, like the court case we were talking about.
Yes,
the
yes.
fights go on. People don't
Yes.
speak to each other.
Yes.
People cut each other off.
Exactly.
People kill each other.
If you love your family,
Yeah.
the best thing you can do to your family is write a will.
You know what? I don't know. We're just going to take a short commercial
Yes,
break, Robert.
yes.
We're going to come back with
Yeah.
you. But have you ever thought about writing a will? And as a young person, do you think it is time for you to do that? We're not saying that, when you write your will, ni kukufa unakufa. No, it's just having your, house in order, just in order, so that you can prevent the chaos early. And I hope you're taking notes of how it's supposed to be secret and the people that need to come in there to just make sure that they witness all of this. If you have any questions whatsoever about this, and if you want to contribute on this topic, it is 111 and we'll have Robert answer your questions. I'm doing that thing. I'm doing that thing. We'll have Robert Odanga, an advocate of the High Court, answer your questions after this short commercial break. This is Full Circle with Mikali. We'll be right back. Oh, welcome back. Welcome back to Full Circle with Mikali. Of course, Robert Odanga.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Is still in studio. We're talking about the will, and I'm just going through your messages right here pretty fast. Marcy Traventine is tuned in. Good morning, Weeks. Can't wait to hang out with you yet again. Learning new things every day. I love that. Sijasa how toxic traits tulilan jana. Yes, na leo tunaongea juu ya cutting them out in just a bit. So Siende Mbali. Watching from Thika is Mary Shicks. We have Kagenyi Malimali Charagita, well represented. Watching from Thika, namesake Mary Shicks. Thank you. Purity Masharia Nyeri, well represented. Kamau Getare wa Tumaini. Good morning from Dabibi Central, Naivasha. Hapa Mheshimiwa Electronic Shop, and Martha watching all the way from Kisii. On our SMS line, we have a few questions for you. Ati morning, Mikali, I'm enjoying the show from Nax. What are the steps of writing a will? I think we'll talk about that if we haven't mentioned it already. Hi, Mikali. Carol from Malindi. I love the information you're sharing today. I've never thought of writing a will, but I would definitely be writing one now. But what if I don't have any wealth to safeguard? Do I only need a will? Nikiwa na mali. So we have two questions there.
Number one, the steps of writing a will.
Yes.
Writing a will is the most simplest thing. But probably I'm going to give two scenarios.
Okay.
One is if you have money that you can pay to a lawyer, it becomes very easy. You walk into a lawyer's office, say I want to do a will, they will type it out for you, everything. You'll get your witnesses, they'll provide witnesses for you, and they'll sign it for you. Then they'll keep it. Once they will keep the will for you. So all you need to tell your family is, my lawyer is Odanga. If I pass on, guys, go talk to him.
And
he'll have something.
You will not divulge this information at all.
If I divulge that information, I'll not be a lawyer by evening.
You'll be disbarred.
I'll be disbarred.
Yes.
Being a lawyer is one of the most trickiest things in Kenya. You can be an advocate in the morning and in the evening. You're not.
You're not. You don't even have a title.
Exactly. I can't. Whether you come and pay me, whatever it is, I can't give you that information.
Okay.
We keep it for you safely. Then now, when you pass on and we know you've passed on, we go look for your family members. You don't even have to tell your family members.
Okay.
Look for your family members. Say, hey guys, I was his advocate. He passed on. I have his will and testament on how he wants his property divided.
What if you die? Sorry, Odanga.
What if I die as the advocate? That's the reason why law firms are written so and so and partners or so as one company advocates. A law firm does not just die. There are other things involved in it that involve also succession of a law firm. Okay. So a law firm does not die. Perfect. That's why even law firms give out what we call undertakings. Like I'm sure I'll do this and this and this for you. So even if I die, things are you're still safe.
Okay. So that's scenario number one.
That's scenario number one. Scenario number two, if you don't want to pay a lawyer, take a piece of paper. Whatever it is, whatever you can write on. Like I said, you can write a will on anything. It is the one thing that has no format. You can even list them. Number one, I have this car. I want to give it out when I pass to this person. I have this land. I'll give it out to so-and-so. I have this to give it so-and-so. Find a stranger. You don't even need, it doesn't have to be someone you know. Hey, guys, I have signed here. Just sign for me down here. Write your name and your ID number. Just say you saw me sign. I will sign and say, I saw the testator sign this. The other person also. There need to be two. There need to be at least two independent witnesses with their ID numbers, their contact information there. Once you do that, keep it somewhere safe.
That's
Your will
it.
is done.
Yeah.
It is done and it is good to go. To answer, I think we've done with the first
The
question.
first question, yes.
Good.
So the second
To
part.
go to the second part,
Yeah.
do you need to have wealth to
Yeah,
write a
do
will?
I need a will nikiwa na mali kama
Ukiwa na
sina ya
mali.
kitu yoyote ya kusafeguard?
Si ametype na hiyo simu ama.
I see. And sometimes it's just sentimental things. It
Exactly.
could be a particular scarf that you love.
Exactly.
It could be a watch
your
that you got
clothes.
from
It
your
could be that
mother or
special-
from your grandmother.
That special shoe that you got
Yes.
during your birthday. It could be something special, whatever it is that you own. It could be a pen. Or it could be that you can also write a will on a future property that you might have. You might say, in the event I get any property between now and the time that I pass on, I want this property to go to so and so,
Yeah.
and that so and so should take care of other people. So it's a good thing.
Okay, yeah.
You understand?
Yes.
Yeah, it's also very good. Another thing is, if we jump out of that will a bit, there's another way of leaving property to somebody.
Okay.
Before we get to that, there was something that we were asked about steps of writing a will.
Yes, yes.
A will can be oral. You don't even have to write it.
Okay.
Can also be oral in front of independent witnesses. When they cannot say, oh yeah, I was there, Mwikali said
Yes.
that laptop should go to
Yeah,
King
and it
and Joy.
happens a lot with like
Yeah.
our great grandfathers
Exactly.
or grandfathers. Anasema hii shamba kuanzia hapa kwenda
Yeah.
hivi kwa
Yeah.
mtoni ni ya nani.
Ni ya nani, nani,
Na kwa
nani.
sababu tulisikia sisi wote, there's no way to contest that.
to contest that.
Yeah.
The only thing is, then you have to die within 3 months.
Oh,
Exactly.
what?
Because this information could be distorted. If it goes over 3 months, then we're like,
Really?
by the alisemangaji. Ali tumesahau lakini lazima ikuwe ni hivi.
Okay, people forget.
You understand? People
It's
forget.
true. It's
So that's the
true.
reason why it is only valid within 3 months. The only people who their oral will is valid past 3 months are people in the army.
Okay.
Because you see, they go to war. Let's say you have someone who's gone to war in Somalia.
Yeah.
They've been there for so long. We give them that privilege. We call those wills privileged wills. We give them the privilege that if he dies within that service, then if he dies within the service, then that will is still very
still
much valid, because it's whether it was just said orally, it's still valid, because
Okay.
this guy works in the army.
Yes.
Yeah. Another way of also having your property pass on, we call it another term, gift in contemplation of death.
Gift in contemplation of death. When you're thinking you will die, probably you're sick.
Exactly. Probably
Okay.
you're sick.
Okay.
Probably, today you feel like, hey, I went to the doctor. The doctor told me something could happen to me within the course of this week or something like that.
Yeah.
But I have this car. Check the car keys. All right? Keep the car keys. If I pass on, if this disease kills me, the car is yours.
But nobody else had.
You understand?
And me and the wife
no
who
one
caused
needs
you
no
where-
one needs to hear.
and
That's
I'll be-
the challenge about that. No one really this one does not need witnesses.
Okay.
We call
okay.
it gift in completion of death. But the only challenge about it is you can't gift land. You can only gift movable property.
Okay.
But then when you die, before that person dies, you need to have the controls of that property.
Before the person dies,
You need
he
to have
needs-
the control. If
I-
it's a car, it needs to leave you with the keys. Or you need to have the car in your possession.
before
And
he
he has
dies.
the keys before he dies.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Wow. It's a lot.
Then another thing is
Yeah.
that disease must kill him.
Yeah,
He
Marika,
cannot
good.
die with. He cannot die with something else. Let's say he was sick and then he got robbed and was beaten to death. It's different. He
Yes.
thought he was going to die of the other thing else. Now he's died of something different. So
Yeah.
that can't work anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it cannot work also in terms of suicide. I cannot say I'm going to hang myself there. My car is at the parking lot. You can have it. Here are the keys. Then I kill myself.
Okay.
Can only work during sickness
Oh,
or some
goodness.
illness, or probably if you're going on a trip. If let's say you're taking a flight to Mombasa, and
Yeah.
you feel like, hey, something might happen on the air. Like I might crash.
I'm being
or
told we
something.
have like a minute or less to
Yes.
come to the end of this conversation.
Oh,
and we
really?
have, I know, right?
So
You haven't
sad.
said, I know.
Okay.
Let's quickly talk about
Yes.
the moments where people will contest that you are not of sane mind.
Of course, I
Yeah.
forgot about that.
Yes.
Capacity. You must be of sound mind. Anyone who writes a will, the act considers you to be of sound mind.
Okay.
Now, if you say someone who's not of sound mind, it is now upon you to prove he was not of sound mind.
Okay.
We have a case. I have so many things to share with you.
I know.
So much little time.
Yeah.
We have a case where we see this mzee that is always drunk at all 8 a.m. is drunk. The whole day is drunk. And akanga kwa mtaro and all that. We have such a case in court.
Yes.
But you forget these people who are drunk have what we call lucid moments. Lucid moments are those moments where their mind and everything is effective.
Okay.
Hata kama ni 30 minutes in a 24-hour situation.
Yes.
Those lucid moments. When you say that this person signed this will when he was in a lucid moment, then that will is as effective as any other. But people with mental challenges can't write wills.
Okay.
Yeah, just we consider because you see we say they're not in the right mind and the state of mind and all that. So they cannot gift. They cannot say have this and have that.
Yeah.
Very importantly, the most important thing we need to stress before we end this, this part.
Okay.
It is very important for you to do a will. You know why?
Yes.
The day you die, your relatives will know how much wealth you had.
Yes.
The people I know we call it the things you have that no one knows. People have certain things that no one knows, you know, because it is very easy to gather everything that you have. People owe you money, everybody else, put them in there.
Okay.
All right?
Yeah.
The second thing, you protect your loved ones from fighting among themselves.
That's true.
They don't have to fight about your property. Because you see, they'll be fighting your whole life. You leave your legacy.
And then everything in a Sambaratika.
Everything in a Sambaratika.
We've seen some properties in Aisha
Do you know there is a case that is going on for a very important family in this country? Very important, one of those big families in this country.
Yes.
That a will that has been contested since 1992 till today.
My goodness.
The grandkids have grown old and old. So in fact, the kids of that important person have never enjoyed that wealth.
My goodness.
The contention is still in
court.
court.
Oh my God.
Imagine?
I have so many questions here for you and I don't know what to do. Carol, what do we have to go on a break. We have to go. Oh my goodness. We'll have to go on a break, but you definitely have to come back. People have so many questions about the will, and it's important information that we need.
It's always good. It's always good we do this. It's a part of the legal aid.
And how can people get in touch with you? Are you allowed to
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, okay.
Robert Odanga, advocate of the High Court, Odanga and Partners Advocates at Parklands.
Yeah.
Parklands Park Suits. Walk in at any time, ask all the questions you want about wills.
Okay.
We'll be able to provide you with beautiful information.
Absolutely.
And it will represent you effectively.
Jameni,
yes.
Nasikia niseme pole, hujapata muda wa kusoma all your questions, but we're going on a break. We'll be coming back shortly with a very interesting conversations. If you're single over 35, this one is for you. We'll be right back.
Thank you.